crack open. It is time.
It's that time. Time for another same Baps time, same Baps place.
And I forgot to turn off my volume.
Oh,
I heard the beer crack twice.
Yeah.
I heard the echo of beer.
It's a common thing, though. We gotta have some of our regular things happen like that.
Beer.
What's up, Ben?
Ben,
how you doing, man?
I've seen something on his Facebook. He went to Seven Gables.
Okay.
And caught something. Saw that on Facebook. I'm getting there. I'm a little behind.
Oh, you're fine, dude.
I seen you caught that shadow figure, sir. Or shadow person, or was it, you think, an entity?
Yeah, missing these nice bags.
Oh, yeah. We got that. We'll wait till they come on in, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm just going to
filter in.
Take a picture for the Instagram.
Instagram.
Graham. I'm going to grow.
Oh, Ben says he's going back there to Sunday to try to replicate it. See if it happens the same place, or it could be Matrix. I don't know, or something. Just to see, just to debunk anything, pretty much.
All right. Let's leave this there for now. Not hurting anything.
No, we are not. Ooh, someone else joined.
Nice.
On the YouTube. On the tube of you. What did I call it?
It's a place for you to tube.
Almost sounds like you're tooting.
Toot. You can toot too. You can toot.
Damn tootin', you tootin'.
Rootin' tootin'.
Fruitin'
with Vladimir Putin.
Tootin'.
I don't know. I don't want to hang with him.
No.
Although he'd probably be a really interesting conversation.
Yeah, if you could understand. We had to have a translator, though, or the phone app.
English. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he speaks English too. A lot of people in foreign policies and in foreign countries and stuff like that who deal with a lot of international stuff usually try to, like, it's a pretty common thing in other countries for people to learn two languages. And obviously English is the language of business and stuff. So.
Aw, dang, look who it is. Brandy has joined us.
Oh, Brandy. We really appreciate so much, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit later on here. And
we got it early today.
Yeah, I'm excited. Our REM pod will be here on Wednesday.
I'm gonna have to try that out early while you're at work.
Yeah, that's fine.
In that area where we're
just
going
keep
back
an eye
to
out
on
for
Thursday.
it. You can totally.
It
should be from. I'll show you the name of the company so you can look at the package and see which one it is. They got like Amazon stuff coming in too. Nothing that you couldn't open, but stuff for the kiddo because my son's growing like a weed.
Yeah, he is. He was chilling out in TT's dinner seat, lunch seat, eat seat. There you go. Call it the eat seat.
The eat seat.
The eat seat.
Where she makes a mess.
Oh, she's pretty good about that. It's all good.
Yeah,
I'll make messes.
So before I came down to get ready in the studio here, we were sitting upstairs, and all of a sudden, we were just talking about Talia.
Mm-hmm.
She just starts staring off to the other end of the room. Nobody over there. Windows closed. Doors closed. That's over by that. And she's just staring. And then she starts talking like a ton. And at some point, it's not just babbling and rambling. It's a back and forth. And then she's like laughing at whatever she's interacting with. Me and my wife were talking about it. And her brain is at that point where it's probably a little early for her to start being able to develop imaginary friends and her mind be able to create that. So we're thinking maybe she might have saw a spirit. We live next to a graveyard and everything like that. And whatever it was friendly because she, like I said, she was laughing for a good part of it. So, and I mean, we've had a couple of things with her before where she's definitely spooked us out a little bit. But it was one of those, like, I got a 5-minute video, and maybe I'll post that up on the Facebook so you guys can see it too. Get your own opinions on that. Definitely can do that. But it's about a 5-minute video, and it was happening a couple of minutes before I started recording. And man, it was so nice to actually like see it and like witness her and like see the interaction. But it was also terrifying because it's like, what the hell?
Did you just happen to turn around and see what she was babbling about?
Well, she just started talking and she was, and then we saw, like, Abby and I both looked at her because she was just talking and just standing there and staring. And she was like right in between, Abby and I. And we both looked at her, and she like had at one point like a look of concern on her face while she was staring, and then boom, just back to like conversation and stuff. Yeah, so
there's no reflection. The sliding door was closed. Like, Jen was sitting in her seat. I was down here getting stuff ready.
Yeah, so go and chuckle, a little attention there. So it was definitely a spooky moment that happened a little earlier.
Very spooky.
So we, that's definitely very interesting thing that happened. And I mean, we've said that she's noticed and sensed things multiple times before, so this isn't the first rodeo with that kid.
And Brandy says, do you like them? Well, we're gonna open
we haven't, like, I got home and then I had a couple of things I had to get taken care of, so I'm just getting down to actually like settle in on the studio right now as we were getting the show ready. So I
don't usually bother him. I let him reset after he comes home.
Yeah, now that I'm getting work and I'm working a little overtime right now, it's just I need that break in. It helps me clear out the work stuff and then get ready for the dad and the home stuff. So because I don't even, when I walk in for right now, especially with everything going on, I just immediately go upstairs and get myself cleaned up and stuff. Because I also, despite what's going on with like the COVID and stuff like that, I work in a very, very dirty shop with inks and stuff that can stain clothing. They're not good for, they're not healthy to like ingest in any way or like that. So yeah, I definitely got to be careful and make sure I'm cleaned up before I interact with my kiddos.
Yeah.
Don't want to get them sick. But we can go ahead and after the tarot card pool, we'll go ahead and get into that little gift from Brandy. And I already took a picture. I'm going to post it up on the Instagram. Chris is going to post something up on the Facebook. Do you want me to send me the same picture?
Just send me the same picture.
I'll just send it to you right now. Yeah.
Because I wanted to wait till you before I did all that so you can be surprised as well.
Yeah, no, I'm excited too because I can't wait to open them up.
It's like a mini unboxing.
Yeah. Just a nice gift.
Nice gift from our lovely sponsors.
No, our best of fans, man. You guys are awesome, and it's weird too because I didn't know how when I first we first were doing this, like even back when we were doing the podcast, how things would go, like what kind of people would be interacting with, so and everything. And despite a few bad seeds here and there who make a couple of trolling comments or something like that, we do really good. We really enjoy our fans, and like we enjoy all the interactions and the story you guys tell. There's stories you guys tell because you guys bring so much to the table. And me sharing my story about my kiddo staring at something earlier and everything. And I know one of you guys probably have a story about your kid, or because I know some of you are definitely parents out there.
Then we'll talk about what happened
Saturday. Yeah, we went on a kind of an investigation, exploration,
Well, it was your first time there. It's my second time there.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a feel for the land. And it was that same energy from the bridge that I felt before. It's a lot of sadness and pain. But me and a couple of other people are going back up there Thursday. If the signal's really well, I probably do Under the Tunnels live. It depends on the signal.
Luckily, it's right by the surface, but man, all that stuff under there probably blocks it out a little bit.
Oh, hey, other Chris used to be one of my NTB mates.
Oh, nice. Well, welcome to the show, man.
Welcome. Oh, there's something for you there, Tyler.
And Linda was saying that her firstborn always talked to dead people. So, and that's, I mean, we live right next to the graveyard, like we said. She's had stuff before where she's interacted with something that we couldn't see. So we'll see as it develops, I'll let her pick her own path with that one.
Yeah,
she's a smart kid already.
Yeah, she is.
All right, let's pull this tarot card.
Let's do it.
So, we've had this one. Do we have this one before? We might have. Might have came back up again. The Knight of Coins. I think we had this one. Yeah. I guess it's telling us that we're continuing on this path, and it's probably another good message. I mean, we shuffle this up pretty good each time, too, and I cut the deck always, so...
I was shuffling pretty good, too.
Yeah. As a person, a man who wants to develop his career or vocation, and we were talking about it last time this one came up, I just bought a 3D printer, and we talked about the show, and the show is a big part of that. We it's not a career yet, it's just a hobby at this point, but
a hobby. It's
something we'd like to do, down the road further and everything like that. And the more we can do with it, the better, because we can always bring more experiences, the better, and the bigger the things grow. And, you guys will help us grow. You guys are always sharing and stuff. But as a situation, finances require more active involvement to realize full potential. And I mean, that definitely, I bought a pretty somewhat expensive 3D printer, not any of the crazy, like multiple thousands of dollars ones or anything like that, but I bought a decent one. And I knew that I had to get something, I had to put the money there first and get the right printer because, if I really want to go hard at this and everything, I got to have the best equipment available right when I start, or at least the best for me available, I
mean, we got the equipment. We got more equipment.
We got the REM pod coming too, which is a thing we've been talking about for years.
I know.
So
something that senses the motion. Everyone, like Ben, knows what that is. But Ben says, I'd like to come down there with some weekend and do an investigation with you guys.
We would definitely like that as well.
Dude, you're all more than welcome to visit. And we're damn straight going to visit you guys.
Yeah. We want to get out there. Yeah. We have a lot of travel plans.
We got a lot of travel plans. And we still planning on going to the West Virginia Penitentiary Paracon. They have not canceled that yet.
Yep.
But we'll see, because what's going on still in the world. We'll keep you informed on that as well.
I'm going to read something from Linda real quick.
Go ahead.
Brandy said she still talks to dead people, Mom. The doctors made her take Brandy to a shrink. And if anybody hasn't ever figured out, Linda is Brandy's mom.
Yes.
And I told her to tell them she didn't do it anymore, so they cut her loose. And that's what you got to do, Unfortunately, we still live in a world where, like, if you are perceived to have that ability or something, or speak about having that ability, people react negatively to certain situations. They either just dismiss it and don't, say anything nice about it and everything, and disrespect you and not treat you as an equal and everything, or they lock you up and take away your rights and stuff like that, So
don't judge a book by its cover. You talk with them.
Yeah.
We kind of talk about this yesterday. But don't judge a book by its cover. Ask a person.
Yeah.
Don't assume just by looking at a person you never met. Well,
I learned that a long time ago. My mom was really nice and exposed me to a lot of different stuff and a lot of different people. So I got to meet a lot of different types of people early on and develop my own kind of gauge of how I interact with a person. You got to feel people out. You never want to just rush into being best friends with somebody and definitely don't let your guard down in certain situations if you don't feel comfortable. But, don't let prejudices and things like that get in the way of you maybe meeting your best friend, because I've talked with some people, man, me and my buddy Joe, when we were in high school, like, he was definitely like bigger, like jockier type and everything like that. And I was more like gaming nerdy type, but we didn't really talk too much for a little bit. We were kind of friends through like other friends. And then we realized we both were big mixed martial arts people, and that's where we came together. And we used to train in my basement and stuff like that. And we used to have like mock events. It was hilarious.
To hang out with someone after school all the time where you go and just shoot hoops.
Yep.
That's it. It's like, hey, you want to shoot hoops? But I didn't drive at the time yet. I had my license, but I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
Thanks, parents. But anyway, that's my own fault. That's not their fault. Because I was kind of lazy, just wanted to do a paper route and have fun. But anyway.
That's Joe, what's up, man?
That's all we want to do when we're young. If a book would be written about me, it would be blank pages.
Just fill in what you want to say about
with
Joe.
Invisible ink.
Yeah.
You have to read it for you get the special ink and special devices to read his works.
And that's good, Linda. I'm glad she embraced that, because you got to embrace any kind of sensitivity like that.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely appreciate that. So.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. So first off.
Well, you will undo those, and I will read the card.
Okay.
The special card along with
that.
That was very nice of you.
And we really appreciate this. Charging crystal. And she gave us, and I'm going to look at this and I'm going to guess this first one before I actually say it, but I'm pretty sure it's that, the tiger eye, or I think that's what it's called. Yeah, so it's the darker one. It's the black and gold shimmer one for the pendulums. But man, look at that piece on top there too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's got a nice black chain, which is really beautiful. And I'll take more pictures and stuff of these as they're out and open, everything, so that I can post that with it too. So guys, check that out on the Facebook and stuff. I could walk it up to the camera and everything, but with the lights and stuff, it probably would take a minute to even see a good view. So I'd rather just get the pictures.
Brandy says, what color was it?
It's like a black and gold. Yep, tiger's eye. Nailed it. All right. Let's go to this next one. And this one I can already see has a lovely pentagram top. Man, these are beautiful. Thank you so much, guys. And, appreciate you guys throwing in the charging crystals in there too with those to keep them.
Those are, keep those. Those are one looking, you got.
And we'll keep the bags. We'll keep them stored in the bags too.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we charge those crystals when we put out our stuff.
Ooh.
Wow. And that's beautiful. Wow. Now this one, I know it, but I think it's one of the dites. I can't. The tiger's eye I was confident on. I'm not on this one.
What is green?
It might not be. I don't think it's Fordite or anything like that. I don't know. So what's the green? The beautiful, almost like emeraldish green looking one? But that is, and with the pentagram there, that's beautiful. And again, another nice black chain.
Oh yeah.
So we keep that there.
Keep that.
Actually keep that one.
Thank you guys for sharing.
Yeah. Wow, and that has a little bit of everything under the sun there. I see some more tiger's eye, onyx. Oh, there's a lapis lazuli. Lapis is my daughter's middle name.
Well, there you go.
Wow, those are beautiful. Now the last one. Start putting those back. Oh, look at the pictures. That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
She thinks it's a aventurine, but she will check.
Okay, aventurine. Okay.
Then I will send you a list.
I have a chart thing. I didn't pull it up for that one. I was trying to go off the top of my head to see if I have my knowledge of my spotting. So, cool. Matching ones there. Those would be good. We definitely could wear those on investigations and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Thank you so
definitely
much, guys.
Wearing that Thursday.
Yeah. And we'll keep the pendulums in the studio, and the bracelets will become part of our wearing on investigations and stuff. We'll make sure we keep charging those up on the moons and stuff too. I've been really missing my marks on that recently, man.
I know I haven't been keeping track of the moon.
It sounds silly. I've just been so distracted with other stuff, and I just let it slide a couple times. And I'm like, damn it, Tyler, you can't be fucking around like that,
And I'm going to read the card that they sent as well. Nice little card.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Yeah, the Celtic knot on there. Mm-hmm. Yep.
She says, thanks for letting me do this for you. Any questions, you can find me under Brandy Bird Brothers, Fly By Night, or Who's It's Facebook pages. I included info if you ever want to order from any other healing items. Light, love, and blessings, Brandy Brothers.
And we will be putting the card up there when we put the post and everything. I'll get good shots of everything before the night's over.
And here's another part of that.
All right. And this is actually, it looks like the printout whenever you do the Who's It's and What's It's galore. And it said, we'd like to thank you for your recent purchase. We hope you find great joy in wearing it as we did making it for you. We understand that sometimes things happen and jewelry breaks. If anything was to happen, please save as much as you can and send it back to us. We will repair it for free and send it back. Don't forget to review our page and leave feedback. If you have any other questions or concerns or wish to make another order, please contact us. And they have all their information, and we'll have all that posted up.
Yeah, I'll reshare their website where we got this from. So, and I will put this, Mr. Gargoyle. Guess what? You're going to hold the card, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, and we'll find a good spot to keep the card in the studio too.
Yeah, but for now, I'm going to put it right there.
But again, thank you so much. We really do appreciate that, and they will be put to use for sure. I'm just really like,
I know, those are awesome. Those are amazing. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting that today, but I was happy.
They're so well made too, you know?
Yes.
Wow.
There's the card.
Yeah, very nice, simple connections. Everything looks really solid. So I'm going to just do my thing real quick while we're going here. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. You know, we love showing you guys different stuff as we get it. Like we'll probably talk, you know, Wednesday we'll probably talk for half a goddamn hour about that REM pod when we get it and everything, and just messing around with that. And
I will look out for that.
Yeah, it is. They confirmed it for Wednesday. I have the shipping thing and everything, and I'll even text you when I get an email or something like that, just so you know.
Most of the stuff we've been getting up pretty good or early, actually.
Oh, dude, like the one day it was up, like the mail was here like before most people were up.
It was like a FedEx or UPS. One of the two came, or was it Amazon? Yeah, Amazon was like early like that.
I got some stuff that's been coming from. I got that stuff from overseas, the Grimfrost stuff, you know, the two books and everything. Oh, yeah, that one came from Sweden and stuff. That one came DHL. I don't normally get packages from DHL.
Unless I think that's just like the major overseas.
I think it's one of the better international rates and stuff.
Over there across the pond. So yeah.
And Brandy was saying we'll love the REM pod. Oh, I'm so excited, man. So excited. Excited for my 3D printer won't be here for a little while because it's coming from
you know what that
the
means
UK.
Now with the REM pod, we have to go to our usual locations, which I don't mind.
Yeah, we got to revisit with the REM pod sessions. Yeah, so we'll just do the REM pod sessions, and we can keep those as like when we put the stuff up, we can keep those as separate videos.
We all know those areas are open, and for sure, it will be that jade covered bridge. But anyway,
Brandy, thank you for. With my mom and everything like that, I really do appreciate that. And I know that some of you guys have been actually talking and stuff. I know the one day I was video chatting with my mom. I interrupted her. I'm pretty sure she was with talking with Tanya and somebody else. It might have been Brandy or Linda. Yeah. Okay. So I know that everybody's been really awesome at interacting with each other and stuff.
That's what we want too. We want you guys to interact with each other as well. Charlena says she's visiting her parents. She'll be on Wednesday's show.
Okay.
So she messaged me. She's just visiting her parents right now over there by the beaches. So she's having a good old time. I've seen some of the pictures. It looks a nice area.
Yeah.
So
let's talk a little bit about Saturday, dude.
Let's talk a little about Saturday. Unfortunately, though, we couldn't get in the tunnels.
Yeah, we couldn't get exactly where we want to go.
Unforeseen circumstances. It's kind of disappointing. They turned it into a park, but only built one ball field. And the rest of it's still, most of the buildings are gone. There's that one guard shack and the foundations.
And the guard shack definitely has signs posted to don't go down there. So
I know. I ventured around the other way. I did not see those signs. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's a different story. I mean, that's a different situation, you know.
But we did make it to the amazing footbridge.
What's up, Tanya?
And we got so much video now that once Thursday and I get video of the tunnel, then we'll put that all together.
Yeah.
Because I got so much video of that area. I was looking at it, it's like, I'll save this.
Well, and let's do this real quick while we're talking about Saturday, because we weren't alone out there. we were hanging out with Richard Wolf and his wife Kara.
Yep.
And they were both really amazing. He's a YouTube video creator. He does a lot of different stuff. He does a lot more of like the abandoned urban exploration and stuff like that and everything. Yep. So he's definitely
he understands.
Not exactly on like the paranormal side of thing, but he does do some of the paranormal stuff. Yeah. He does go to locations that are like potentially haunted and stuff too.
Because his wife senses all that stuff.
Yeah. But
she may be like they always tell when they're. She always goes in first, but she does sense things.
Yeah,
and it's not. I mean, not funny in a way, but a couple of those times they sense the same things I do. So it just like we have another person, his wife, Kara Wolf, that senses the same kind of energy that I do when I go into these locations, and just like the bridge again.
And the first time I meet this dude, he's rocking a wolf shirt. So if my last name was Wolf, I'd probably only wear wolf stuff. But if you guys want to check him out, his YouTube is Richard Dremden Wolf, and that's Richard spelled the typical way, Richard, Dremden, Dremden, and Wolf, WOLF, and that's all one word, Richard Dremden Wolf at YouTube. He's awesome, man. He's such a good guy, and I know you've been talking with him for a lot longer and everything.
He's a pretty cool dude. They're all up my age. I mean, that's how I met the group. They all great group of guys, and he has his own rig too. He made
it out of a PVC pipe and everything, and just a couple of mounts like for cameras and lights and things like that.
Very humble and very good dude.
Yeah, it's great conversation. We were talking about video editing and stuff. It's something that both of him and I do.
You can relate.
Yeah. He understands those painstaking like 3-hour time like sessions where it's like you didn't get near what you wanted to accomplish because you ended up spending like 45 minutes on one issue that you probably could have just moved past and would have been fine, but you had to fix it, you know? It can be fun sometimes.
Well, okay, I'll share his page. I'll share his wife's page, and also share Brandy's store page. Also, tomorrow I will share. I've made a shorter video. Good Lord, I got vehicle on the brain. Because I want to get the Mustang out in this crappy ass weather. But anyway, I shorted when it ended when you were coming down from the bridge on that one side where the door used to be.
Yeah.
To go into the tunnel underneath this bridge. And my assumptions were right. There is a tunnel underneath that bridge as well.
Yep.
And we kept talking about it. It's like we were thinking about down there. It's like, it could possibly be a death tunnel. They didn't want anybody to see, and it was wider, bigger.
Yeah, take them farther away from like some of the main buildings.
On the other side of that bridge would have been other part of the facility, but now it's a newer facility further down.
Yeah,
and it's like cut off. It's extra wide.
Well, that's cool.
So we were talking, and I was like, maybe that's why we sense all the pain and sadness.
Yeah,
because they would have probably wheeled them. I don't know how they. I know they burned a lot of the people that died or mass graves.
Yeah.
With no mark. So
that'd be interesting to get like some historical records on that location to see where some of those buildings.
Very hard.
Like look at the location and that's. I mean, of course.
Aiden Sarks pointed me that location. He's even tried to do a lot of research. He sent me what he could find. It's very hard to get anything on that location. It was a private state facility at one time. It was before Cleveland actually took it over, called it Northern Ohio Lunatic Asylum. Then at Hawthorne State Hospital. These were huge grounds. I mean, you walk. It's a pretty good decent walk, and it's still all the roads and the paths.
The spread outs of all those paths and stuff like that. It's definitely expansive.
I mean, we had pretty good ideas where, of course, that main where the baseball field was the main hospitals.
Yeah,
the actual where they stayed, and you probably got the living quarters, the offices, then pretty much where that bridge is probably. On the other side would have been the own powerhouse because still got the old tanks.
Yeah,
sitting outside, rusting away.
Yep,
where the buildings used to stand. I mean, the road goes. You can make a racetrack out of that.
Who knows how that tunnel system is, those service tunnels, because we saw certain parts of it, but we didn't see every, because there's probably parts of it that run completely without any access points for a minute.
We still seen one that was open. and 2 that had the plates on. One by the bridge and one before the open one, another with the still screwed in.
Yep.
So
yeah, because there was one. That one up by the bridge was kind of secure, not really. It was just kind of thrown on there.
It was just thrown on there.
Yeah,
someone's been in there before.
Yeah, and then the one on the one path was completely secured. Everything was bolted down or was screwed down.
But I know you saw that hole with the bricks.
Yeah.
Look how that's very old school. Whatever that was. It was like could have been a vent for the tunnels. But the good sign about that is you guys felt a nice breeze coming from it. So there's still a lot of open parts.
Yeah, there's definitely has to be because there was a very cool breeze moving through there.
Yes. Yeah. And a chipmunk.
The chipmunk did shoot past. Well, we got pictures of that. I got to get my camera and stuff, and I got to get you to give me an email for Richard so I can email them those nice shots of him and Kara and everything.
It's not on his card?
No, he doesn't have. He has his YouTube link on here, but I didn't see an email on here. Yeah,
I've talked to him a lot.
Richard, you got to step your game up on that, man. You got to get your email on there too.
Man. I mean, he's at, what is he talking about? He's at 2,000. He doesn't, he doesn't worry about it as much anymore because the big goal on YouTube is to get 1,000 and
so
above.
You can go live from
and get it monetized so you can get some kind of money. I mean, definitely not a quick get rich scheme.
No, I mean, you got to be on that like hundreds of thousands of views a day kind of thing. You got to be like on those kind of levels, and that's normally the people who are like the YouTube creators who are making content for like the younger, like for the kids and stuff like that. Your Jake Pauls and your fucking PewDiePies and all those guys. Which, hey man, kudos to those guys. They saw an opportunity, and now some of those dudes are like multimillionaires. So
the main guy around here in Pennsylvania, in this area, is JP Videos. He's got 100,000. He does a lot of cool. He edits pictures and he goes live from his studio. He got that plaque with the lights around it because YouTube sends you a plaque. You get that 100,000.
Yeah, the 100,000.
Then 1 million. I can't even imagine. But anyway, we're just trying to get to 100 on the YouTube.
Well, we want to get to 100, and then the goal is to get to 1,000 so that we can get and literally we just want the 1,000 so we can do live from the Facebook and YouTube.
Not just from here, from home. Oh, Tanya has stepped in.
Yeah. I threw a little high real quick there while we were rambling on.
Hi, Tanya. How you doing on this Monday? How's everyone doing on this Monday? How we holding up?
Yeah, man. Anybody going back to work or anybody working from home? I know I'm about to be doing both once my, the show's a little work, but I don't like to think of it as work,
It's the hobby.
Yeah. And then whenever my 3D printer gets here, that's going to be work because I'm going to try to turn that into a business. I was already looking into like the LLC stuff and like naming right stuff, which eventually we should probably register the names on at least like by the burial ground or something like that, just to get, so we don't have to
register a Facebook page and by the burial ground.
Yeah.
And some of these sayings we have coming up.
Oh yeah, same Bab's time, same Bab's place.
Penguins are not boats.
Penguins are not boats.
In emojis style on a shirt with our logo.
Hey, I'm definitely down for it, man. I'm working on another design for us too to mix that all up.
All
and everything,
in what's the other sayings I do on sometimes in whatnot
and whatnot, yeah.
I'm into exploration and whatnot. I think
eventually we're gonna have a shirt that's gonna be like the BAPS on the front, whatever, and then on the back it's like I'm into investigating ghosts and whatnot, aliens and whatnot, cryptids and whatnot.
I have a problem.
I think it would be great. It's a thing. It's a common thing for a lot of people. I mean, I do the same thing though. I'll get on a trail with something and just like, wow, I've said that word like 20 times in the past like 2 minutes,
Joe, I only see smoke in my sky. What are we doing? What are we talking about smoke? We're missing something in the chat. They're chatting it up without us. Brandy says 3 days of work, then I'm off till August.
Joe said the sky. He said, what's up? She said, what's up? Joe said the sky.
Yes, Joe. Oh, good old Joe.
Oh man, you guys are hilarious.
I did it for 20 years. I mean, we really got no subject tonight.
Yeah, we're just kind of rolling. We knew we wanted to talk about those. We got some jars. We're gonna be doing some jarring off camera a little bit later,
Yeah.
But
we had to go to do the Walmart trip earlier this week.
Get that knocked out and get some charcoal because we had an unfortunate happening yesterday.
Yeah, well, we got through it. We're
Yeah.
fine. We kind of got a drink fridge too on top of that down here now, so we can keep our drinks.
Yeah, we don't have the cooler anymore.
We don't have the cooler. That's right next to it.
Fridge, yeah, not a mini fridge. It's a little bit bigger than a mini
all the
fridge,
drinks, most of the drinks will be down here as long as they save us room for a spot for our show drinks or day drinks.
Joe saying he's shy.
Joe, what?
There's no way Joe's shy.
Joe, you are not shy. Every time I see an electrical panel now, I think of Joe and what he did to Terry. But anyway. Oh, my gosh. What is this guy Joe you speak of? Craziness. Drink. Hey, I am. I mean, we had plenty yesterday when we had the grill.
Yeah.
We heard, so let's talk about that last night, too.
Oh, okay. So
out in the backyard after we started the bonfire after the rain stopped.
Yeah, after the rain cleared out, we had to burn off some stuff, just burnable trash and stuff, things that are safe to burn. We did a small fire, and while we were out there, we heard some stuff in the woods. We were hearing some rustling and stuff, which is very common. We know that we have a plethora of deer trails through our backyard. We get coyotes through here a lot. For one winter, man, we were getting them every week, and raccoons, plenty of those things. But I started just doing a woo, and just doing things like that, just little whooping at it and everything, and it started mimicking me and whooping back, and it wasn't echo or anything like that because it wasn't consistent. No. It would respond sometimes and everything, and it was responding in the same kind of whooping as I was doing. There are birds around here that can mimic. That is a thing that can happen. The sound of it, the level of it, and the deepness of it makes me believe that I don't think it was a bird. But also, too, there are houses and there are people that are their way. And I was whooping very loud at one point. So it could have just been a person, too.
I'm trying to gauge how, because we got the cemetery.
Yep.
Then we got the convenience store, Baba Kadoosh owned.
Yep.
Then, no offense, that's how I call them. Sorry. I was over Saudi Arabia. It's okay.
No, it's not. It's not at all. There's a house back that way, so back behind the graveyard area, and then there's a street not too far that way and there's a couple houses because when
yeah, but it's
I was hiking through the woods when I found that one skull. There's a path back there because somebody owns
there's
that
a
land.
lot of paths back there.
Yeah, and there's a big path. Yeah,
enough as it is. There's a lot of paths back there. That's I've walked back there too when it was a while ago for 2 years, when it was kind of dry out where I was able. Then I got kind of freaked out. It's like, it's time to go back because you don't know what's hanging out back there. Bigfoot, nah, there's not a water source. Just a lot of woods back there. Yeah, there's not enough for a Bigfoot to sustain. As far as maybe a dog man, possibly. Another kind of cryptid, possibly, but Bigfoot, no. There's not.
No, definitely not. I definitely don't think that a Bigfoot could even that's too limited of a space. I mean, again, you can get into the time or the interdimensional travel kind of aspect of that, but yeah, I definitely don't think that it would be able to house a Bigfoot. Maybe a dog man or something could be sustainable or everything, especially with all the wildlife that passes through there, and there's water sources and stuff within there.
Yeah, creek.
There's a small creek.
Well,
yeah, and it's raining. We always get pretty good rain and everything, and the land around here definitely holds water, so I'm sure it could definitely find puddles and stuff to drink out of.
Across the street, there's a lake.
Oh, there is one over there. Yeah.
I mean, that one. Sorry. I was thinking that way.
And think about all the different people who have like those man-made ponds and stuff like that. True. You know,
the only people, but I would say not even maybe a quarter mile or considered 6 blocks that way behind us. At that one opening, if you walk through the graveyard,
yeah,
some guys got for their backyard, they extended it back, and they have a big old fire pit.
True.
But I wouldn't think they would have been out there because it was raining really hard on and off.
We were out there, and they could be just like us, you know, like with fire pits and like
it's like we don't.
Yeah, they could not have gave a shit as well, you know.
We cut in between, so we're.
Love sending people on snipe hunts. Yeah, snipe hunts are always fun, man. There's a couple of the things like that. Snipe hunts, jackalopes, all those fun things you can have.
Oh, gosh.
Totally
fooled as a kid.
Oh, I definitely got tricked a couple times as a kid. And I definitely learned my lesson. Luckily, I got that one exposed to me pretty early on.
We did. They tried that a lot, and I caught on because we did it at my old grandparents' place with that big old lake and that log cabin. So we used to go out there a lot of summers, and it's like, oh, let's go do a snipe hunt. Grab this paper bag. Then I finally, really, guys? Come on. Come on.
One, and Brandy, I see your, you know, like I would have whooped back at you. And that's a thing, too, is that if they were a couple of other dudes out there that had a fire or something like that, having some beers just like I was, you know, they definitely could have been like, oh, let's just fucking whoop back at it, you know?
I mean, that's
and they could have thought it was an animal, too. They could have thought they had no, I mean, I didn't make any human sounds that loud other than the whooping, so.
No, we didn't. we had our usual protection. We're not going to go into what that was, but we always protect ourselves out there.
Yeah, especially when we're on our own property, because we can protect ourselves better.
Oh, yeah. I don't care if we're in slides or not. Which you look sexy in my slides, by the way.
I was moving around.
I cleaned those off, though. They're all cleaned.
Nice. Yeah, I was messy yesterday.
Oh, we were all messy yesterday. I had to clean off my shoes as well from yesterday.
Well, luckily, we've been exploring so many different types of landscapes, you know, with all the hiking and all the investigating. We've gotten pretty good at getting the equipment and everything wiped down and how to keep it all safe and stuff.
I'm already reset for Thursday. So.
Yeah. You gotta move quick.
Gotta move quick, especially right now. You don't know.
Yeah, now that you have the opportunity and everything like that, you know.
You have a lot better opportunity now, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Some locations other than.
Yeah, and unfortunately, won't be able to do anything this weekend.
No. That's.
I know you got plenty of stuff you're going on and everything like that. I work Saturday and then I'm going to see my brother Sunday.
Yes, yeah, because it's your brother's birthday.
Tomorrow, yeah. Tomorrow is his birthday.
But you're going to celebrate it.
Oh, Sunday. Man. I think my mom popped in, too.
Oh, yay. Tyler's mom. Welcome.
Mom, Brandy says that you got a package coming your way. And we got our package. We showed it off a little bit. But make sure to check the Facebook or the Instagram tomorrow. I think you're just on the Facebook. Check the Facebook. We're going to be posting nice pictures of it up and everything like that. So
yeah, I'm going to be sharing a lot tomorrow from tonight. So the Brandy's page where you can get all these supplies.
Yep, the Brandy stuff. Yeah. Maybe even post up something from Joe or like a link to Joe. Or Richard.
Richard and his wife.
I'm thinking of Joe because
yeah, everyone thinks of Joe. Joe's such an
and then
unforgettable
we'll have that
figure.
video of Talia. And Mom, you missed it. But we talked about it a little bit earlier on the show. We were sitting upstairs before we came down. It was like right before Talia was about to go down around 8:30. And Abby and I were sitting in the living room with her and Wesley. And she just stares at one end of the room and just starts talking. And there's 2 minutes of about that was going on before I started recording. But I started recording it, and we're going to go ahead and post that up on the Facebook tomorrow so you guys can see that as well. It was really weird. And she is very interactive with whatever it is. She's staring off. And I mean, I pan the camera to see so you guys can see what she's looking at. There's nothing over there. There's no windows open or anything like that. So, you know, it could just be kid stuff, but it was very, you'll see the video. You guys can definitely leave your comments and everything like that. So now make sure, I'm weird about it a little bit, but, it's my kid in the video. So make sure you guys are, that's my little girl.
Brandy says she's going to try to do some Thursday live readings. If you let me know, because I will be out Thursday. We I already realized during the week there's nobody out there, so we possibly, most likely, will be in those tunnels.
Yeah.
And if the signal's right, I'll do a live from there. But let me know, Brandy, when you're going to do those live readings, and I'll share that as well, too, on our page. So we kind of like a watch party kind of thing. Because I'll do that for you as well.
So you can give a post up on that and then share her stuff with everybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I know all the people who are interested in our stuff should definitely have some kind of interest in that, even if it's just a curiosity or if you're just full blown into it, you know? I was, even as I was starting to open my mind to certain things, I was always like kind of judgmental of certain practices and like certain readings and stuff like that. Even in the beginning, I was kind of like, I would stay away from and stuff. But now that I've gotten way better and I'm starting to get into my own practices and stuff, I've definitely changed my mindset on that.
I've watched some. She knows the Haunted Road Media Group very well, but I watched some. I'm a fan of someone's YouTube page that does a lot of readings.
Nice.
And stuff like that as well. And sometimes I'll watch when I can. I forget. Tanya probably knows who I'm talking about, but I forget her name already. I apologize. I mean, I got a lot of sharing to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
I gotta remind myself, wake up. Well, share.
What I'll do is I'll post the video from my phone at lunch, so I can just post it so there's no quality loss of me sending it to you, then you posting it from your phone, because it'll lose a little bit of quality going to you.
I'll post that small video of the Hawthorne area, just a little bit of video while we're under the footbridge.
Yeah, and I'll get you the pictures of this stuff tonight and everything like that.
Then later on, take your time on it, because we're going to, this asylum grounds, we're going to have to plan ahead of time, video wise and pictures.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be huge.
Oh, for sure.
It's going to be one of it's a vast area, and it's a lot of exploration.
And it's remains of areas. Unfortunately, is where like you don't have the buildings like you used to.
No, you don't have the buildings.
But so you have to move around and be more tactical about how you're moving around those different areas and stuff, and choosing those locations.
The first day I was there, I was the only one up there.
Yeah. Oh, you tell me about it. You said it was just very. That's why you didn't want to go down in that tunnel, you know.
Nope. I don't know what's roaming down there.
Yeah. Could be anything from a person to a cryptid to an alien to any kind of monster, you know?
Yeah.
And people are sometimes scarier than any of the other things.
Right. Very true.
Well, Brandy, you know, that's one of those things too, where, you know, there's always going to be, I feel in any case, you know, nobody can be 100% convicted. There's always going to be, you know, a doubt. So like when you're saying, you know, you feel doubt in yourself in that situation, you know, there's going to be that baseline level, but you got to push past it. And I know you've probably been doing stuff like this for as long as I've been alive or longer than I've been alive. So I'm not preaching or anything. I'm just saying like that those mental blocks, man, they can really block you from actually accessing your full potential. And sometimes I've learned as I've cleared out some of that, like, oh man, I'm not good at this or I'm not good at that. Once I get that mentality, you know, because think about like this. Okay. Something I don't think a lot of people think about in certain ways. Think about spelling. We just call spelling, you know, but think about that word, you know, the spelling, everybody just thinks, you know, like writing words and everything like that. Spell is the very first part of that. Mm-hmm. So you're spelling, you know. Now, they say words have power. Certain words, you know, if you pray to God, those words have power. You know, if you believe in certain words of magic and everything, those things have power. That's the spelling and everything, you know. So if you say negative stuff in your mind to yourself, or if you like beat yourself up, and believe me, I'm not saying this as a person who doesn't do it. I beat myself up every single day, most of the day. I'm a very hard person on myself. But when you do that, and it's something I'm trying to get better with, you're putting spells against yourself almost in a sense. Not only are you're hurting yourself because you're causing a cloud and you're causing a negativity in your mind, but the more you're doing that, you're actually, like, in a sense, casting a spell against yourself, holding you back from yourself, you know? And I've never, Joe said spell it. Damn it, Joe. But it's like, I've never.
Oh my God, Joe.
I never thought about it like that. And once I started, I'm like, wow, man, I really need to stop like shitting on myself so much. Because, man, I just tear myself apart some days. And it's like, I can't be doing that. And, you know, that's how it goes.
I know. We both of us are very hard on ourselves.
Yep.
And we always forget sometimes that we're here for each other, but we forget to talk to each other.
And it's hard sometimes, like I'm pretty decent at communicating things sometimes, but I'm also one of those, I don't like to burden people with my problems. And it's a thing I've always kind of been about, and it's harder to open up about certain things, and when you're doing the stuff that we do, investigating like the stuff and everything, you got to make sure you have a certain line of communication, because you got to be on the same page. And we've definitely done investigations where we weren't on the same page, and it was just a little off, and we've done a couple shows before, in those couple of early shows where we weren't on the same page, and then we were a little off. So there's definitely some kind of truth to that kind of theory or that kind of thinking, about what kind of words you use against yourself, So I guess what I'm trying to say to people in the short version is just say nice stuff to yourself, be nice to yourself, treat yourself like you would treat, if you're in that age, your grandbaby, or how, treat yourself how, you would treat your son or daughter or your best friend, That's, I got to get better at that myself, and it's going to be something I'm definitely going to work more on too.
It's why, like, I've met new people,
Yeah.
Just reach out more, talk to more people. I've definitely have, the crazy as it sounds, is coming from this shy guy, have made some new friends out there. I mean, great bunch of guys, and like Terry, he graduated the same year I have, so we're the same age.
Yeah.
And that guy's crazy funny too. I mean, I know Joe knows, but good Lord, those prank calls. Anyway, but just, you gotta, people are out there for you. If you have some problems, I mean, you don't have to talk about it every day, but if you need always someone to talk to, we're here for you. There's people out there for you. Just talk.
Yeah, we talk about it all. We've been through our own things like that. We've got a pretty good perspective on certain things, and it's constantly growing because we're growing as people always, So it's definitely. I see Linda and, saying, I still think blocking is best. I don't like seeing dead people or hearing someone that's not there. No, that's for sure. I wasn't speaking so much of that. I'm saying like more so trusting your abilities and that kind of nature. Obviously, with that kind of level of sensitivity, you got to keep yourself protected, and you got to put your walls up when you need them. That's the one thing that I think that people who are sensitive, who don't get the proper guidance, don't know for themselves, and some of them it drives them mad. But you got to have your walls with these spirits as well. Sometimes you need your time and your space as well. So I definitely, I don't understand it because it's not something that is in me. It's not something that I have, but I get it, to a certain degree for sure.
We always respect others' abilities. If we don't understand, we like to understand so we can understand what you're kind of going through. But the abilities, everyone's got their different abilities, and we just want to understand what you're going through. If you don't want to talk about some things, we understand that too. Some of that stuff is very personal. I have some personal stuff that only a certain amount of people know.
Yeah.
As well, and it doesn't get out as much. This, I think everyone knows about this mostly.
Yeah.
And this took me some time to tell what happened because it's still up there.
It's hard.
It gets in my head still, but I'm getting, like, every day I'm like trying to, it'll always be up there, but I try not to think about it as much or remind me as much every time I go move my hand a certain way, or I can't do this a certain way. That's what you talk about getting in your head. This gets in my head a lot. And every day there's always something new.
Yeah.
And every day I got to talk myself, have a few beers, relax, go listen to strange noises in the woods, and have some great food.
And Tanya was saying that she said that Linda was spot on. My bump in the road happened right after talking to her, and my aunt ended up in the hospital. Crazy. So it's like after her reading from Linda and everything like that, she it all laid out right there for her. So she got to see the thing that she was being told about unfold pretty quickly, And that's not a good situation. And I hope your aunt's, okay and everything. Yes. But yeah.
Oh, Brandy says some of those stones on your bracelet will help you with your arm. So what I just talked about, I'll wear that bracelet on this arm.
Yep.
So, yes, thank you, Brandy. I appreciate you. I don't walk around telling any people anything, only if I can help someone.
Yeah, I don't ever really
draw a fine line.
Yeah, I don't talk about stuff too much. I'm reactive on my conversations most of the time. I like to really hear what somebody has to say and present whatever. And that's why sometimes I'll sit there in a conversation and not speak, because sometimes I don't have really too much I can add to it, and the person most likely just needs to talk about the stuff anyways. But like, I like to really feel things out, and then if I have something I can relate to the story, if I have gone through something similar or something I can maybe provide some kind of, I don't try to like give advice too much. I just try to relate and talk about how I went through it and how like I went through certain parts of that and everything, just to do like that, because people want to just, it's too much. People want to just throw advice at people, and it's like, sometimes it's good, but a lot of the advice people toss out usually is stuff they don't even practice themselves. It's just something they think is the right way that should be happening. So I like to talk about my stories and my experiences when I'm trying to relate to somebody.
Some people say you can take my advice or you can do it another way. I'm just here to help.
Yeah, and that's why I offer it up as, like, this is what I did, and if that helps you out, cool. But just something to put in your head,
Exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Brandy, not Linda. My bad. I've got that mixed around.
Because they're both in it. Just like we live in the same house, they live in the same house. Kind of like.
Mom, we got the Knight of Coins as the tarot card again.
Oh, yeah.
That was the one about like financial, like you got to put more money into what you want to do if you want to get the results you want and everything, and then putting more time and effort into your hobbies or your work and everything as a person. So that was the tarot pool for the night.
And it's one of those things I do what I can. I sell stuff that I don't want anymore or can go somewhere else. So for someone else to enjoy, then it's stuff that I can get for filming and helping us better our videos.
Yeah.
It goes both ways. Just like those mics. Because I heard some of the, like the recent one I premiered on mine, that stupid wind noise. I want to cut that out. I hate that. Because sometimes people mistake it as a spirit voice, which is, that was,
we gotta get that furry thing like what Richard has on his mic.
Yes.
One of those covers for him.
Because those really one. Yeah, the little one.
Yeah, because he had that, like he had a little one, and then he had that furry. Okay. It kind of looks like a big dust mite or a dust bunny or something like that. Okay. But those ones are the ones that they use for cutting down the wind.
Okay.
I could show you one. I'm sure they have them that size for the clip mic. Yeah, and most of them just slip right over the mic. You don't need like a bunch of extra nonsense to put it on. So
have to look into that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty. Yeah, there's different. They had different covers for it, but just not those kind of covers.
Yep.
Not the.
That's what Joe's talking about in the comment section. The flurry mic covers. Yep.
Flurry mic covers. Yes. All right. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Brandy Lynn, for letting us.
Yeah, Mom. They said your package is coming out. We already got ours, man.
Yeah.
And we'll post those pictures up so you guys can see.
Oh yeah, we got ours. I'll be definitely wearing that bracelet on Thursday. Trust me. We'll just cross our fingers, hope for a good bumper. It's during the week, so
yeah. I hope you guys have a clear day, weather-wise and people-wise.
It's only 10% chance of rain.
Nice. It's gone down then. Yeah.
It's gone down. Let the flood waters recede. Hopefully, we can still park there because the water was still kind of up when we parked near that area. I was like, hopefully that area will get time to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, because you don't want to be out in that area when they're flooding.
No.
A lot of water out there.
Not my car. Nope, my car. I already kind of almost off-road that thing.
When we were pulling out that one side. Yeah, yeah. It definitely gave you a little attitude for the rest of the drive.
Yes, it did. And what's that other site you do the live readings from, Brandy? You want to share that to my messenger, and I'll share that to the page as well. When you do those live readings, we should be, depending on how expansive the tunnels are, we should be done I'm meeting them up at that spot because I'll give them the coordinates to that spot.
Yeah,
I took them to. So we're meeting them around noon on Thursday. So it should be about hopefully 1, 2, maybe 3 o'clock. Depends on what else we want to do in that area.
Okay.
Or I might stay for a little bit if they want to go and still
Yeah,
do
just
some on the bridge.
Yeah, just keep to the safer parts of it and everything like that. Yeah.
Readings are fly-by-night paranormal.
Fly-by-night paranormal.
Fly-by-night paranormal. Turquoise girl. Who's it and what's it? Good. Everyone's sharing.
I like the little anime figure or the anime character on your business card, by the way, too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Anime girl on here.
Who's it and
and it's actually cool. The background, it's subtle, but the background is an anime kissing couple or something. Yeah. Yeah, so you can barely see it because that's nice two-tone. That's a good business card.
That is a good nice business card. Very nice. Okay.
I feel like I'm in the scene in fucking American Psycho with Christian Bale, where the one dude, like they're all showing they're all the businessmen, they're all showing their business cards and everything. He's like, look, a watermark.
Dude.
You know, like
Terry
Allen's card or whatever whatever the character's name was that he ends up bashing his brains in or doesn't. If anybody knows the
Christian Bale version.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love
Christian
that one
Bale
too.
is amazing at that movie. Like,
dude.
And it's funny because I was reading a story, and he to get inspiration for the character, like the deadness in the eyes and like the overall like fake personality and everything, he watched a 1999 interview with Tom Cruise and David Letterman, in which like Tom Cruise is like laughing and stuff, and Dave is asking him about like climbing cliffs and everything, because apparently like Tom Cruise is like into rock climbing and stuff. So he's asking about him, and like you can tell Tom Cruise is like, why are you asking me about this? You know, like why are you asking about like, but like he's being so fake, but like there's this deadness to his eyes. Like his eyes, you guys can look it up on YouTube, just 1999 David Letterman, Tom Cruise. But his eyes are completely dead, but he's like laughing and telling these stories. And then he gets to a part where he's talking about flying, because he's also a pilot as well. They were flying at a high altitude. They had to fly at a high altitude, and they realized they were starting to lose oxygen in the cockpit and everything like that. So what they do, there was one guy in the back. They cut the oxygen to him in the back, and he passed out. Like, he didn't die, but he had limited oxygen supply and everything, so that they could keep more in the cockpit. But he's telling the story where, like, he could have, if they were up there for a certain amount of time, killed this guy. And he's just laughing, and he can barely finish the story talking about this time. And he's like talking about how, like, the guy, when he got out, his hands were all tingling. And he's like, what happened? Did I fall asleep? And like, oh yeah, you fell asleep. But it's like, you could have killed a guy, and you're sitting here like laughing about it, like hysterical laughter. So fun little thing there, little info.
Oh. My sister designed that one. My son designed a logo for Fly By Night.
Nice. It's nice when you keep in the family. I've designed a couple logos for some of the stuff we do. You know,
by the burial ground one for the old podcast.
Yep. And I'm working on a couple of things, and I'm working on a BAPS logo for him for the something to fit really nice in there.
Oh, the clock. Oh yeah, we wanted to change the hands of the clock to when the page started, like the 7:17.
Yeah. So I'm going to get that edited up and everything, create a small little BAPS logo for that around that clock, because that clock has always been a staple for us ever since we got that picture.
That clock, man, I tell you, we took some good pictures there.
Hell yeah, man, it was a lot of good pictures.
Because even when I started that before, there was this creepy old phone booth in the other hospital, but I did not take a picture of it like a dumbass.
Yeah.
And that place is long gone. It's demolished now. But there was a lot of old stuff in there as well. And I always liked those old hospital clocks. But that one in Molly Stark just had enough. Felt like it
had the right amount of wear, and the water damage. It was beautiful.
And I put in that black and white. It's like, ooh, I like that even better.
She said she put her son through art school, so it's the least he can do for her. Yeah.
You're going to design me a logo now. Let's go.
Mom paid for the reason you can design those logos as well, you know? That's funny.
I just take photos.
Yeah, photos. And you draw.
Photos. I used to be able to draw, but I gave that up a long time ago. I don't know why. As a younger kid, I used to draw all those things out of this newspaper comics like Garfield and stuff.
Yeah.
I used to love draw Garfield. I don't know why, but I love Garfield because he's a lazy SOB.
He's just not having anybody's shit either.
Nope. No, he wasn't.
There's it's funny you talk about Garfield. There's it's Garfield without Garfield, And basically what somebody did is they just go through all the old Garfield panels and stuff like that and just remove him. So it just looks like John's this like really depressed guy in his house who just talks to nothing. Nobody. Yeah. It's really like some of them are like really terrible,
so take away the dog too?
Yeah, there's nothing. It's just John. Also, so it's just John in his house, just talking to things that aren't there and everything. Like it makes it a little weirder because Garfield. I mean, like John is a very depressed dude. You know,
he is.
You can definitely tell by the way he is and like his lackluster way and everything. He was dealing with some heavy depression.
He was the male version of a Catwoman, but there's nothing wrong with people that own cats. We're not saying that, but back the way John was depressing. Garfield brighten our days.
Well, and Brandy, that's the way to go these days. The graphic design, that's where the money's made.
Got his bachelor's in 3 years. Jeez.
Yep. It's nice.
It's very nice.
Hopefully, I think Talia will definitely be the more academic one of my kids. I think Wesley's just going to get to a size where he's going to be like, I don't need to learn stuff. I can just beat things up. No, I'm definitely not going to teach him like that.
Knock people down.
But my boy's going to be big.
If he wants to play sports, we'll let him play sports.
Oh yeah, man.
You'll have the size for that.
I could teach him stuff. I'm pretty athletic, even though I was a really skinny, scrawny little teenager. I became athletic as I got older.
Oh, Hagar the Horrible. Yes, I remember those too.
Hagar the Horrible, yeah. And Archie and all those kind of great comic books or great comic strips. I mean, my favorite comic strip of all time is Calvin and Hobbes. I have 4 of the books to this day, the big long books and everything. Calvin and Hobbes is my favorite for sure.
I don't know what happened to that. I used to have a big book that I got a long time ago. Probably my baby's mama took it from me. I used to have the Calvin and Hobbes too.
I got 1 or 2 over there, and I know I got 1 or 2 upstairs. But yeah, I'd get it's nice too because the way they set those ones up, they like most books, they are taller than they are wide. Those ones are wider than they are tall because it's like the long strips and everything. So it makes the format nicer.
My old Facebook profile, the little one was the Calvin and Hobbes dudes right there because all this stuff they did, the adventures Calvin had.
Yeah. Spaceman, Spiff, and everything like that. Yep. And then that girl that he's always terrorizing, who he probably eventually just married, I don't know how they ran that. I know there's somebody who did art of him older and with a daughter and him giving his daughter, like his daughter calls him into the room and I almost cry when I first saw it because my daughter was born. But the daughter's coming in the room because she's scared, or calls him into the room because she's scared and he gives her Hobbes. So that was a cool thing, so he did.
Hey, John.
What's up, John?
Yeah, I was playing with some Wii video, but I have to pay for a plan. And they don't let you do it by month. They want you to pay for the whole thing for the year. So I don't exactly have the funds for that right now.
Yeah.
I was practicing some fake editing. Like I still took one of my videos like, I might like this. Now I did actually add some music to one, but I only probably just a little bit. You can still hear me talking, but some background music.
Yeah, just a subtle.
Then I changed the settings because you can on the phone you can change like when you're filming like vintage or antique. So it's one of those ones that makes it look creepier, the barn.
Okay.
It's one of the barns you haven't been to. It's one I just found driving further past Jade.
Yeah.
And it's up there, and there's the random barn up there.
Nice.
Got another barn.
Yeah.
Another barn in the Helltown area. Why not? Let's go. And it's creepier than the Helltown barn. But anyway.
Yeah, there's some beautiful barns around here. Definitely have some really nice.
They're well built.
The houses and the houses in our areas and like some of the landscaping is really nice out here. Definitely people put some time and work into that.
Oh yeah. Oh, Brandy says if I'd known you last year, I got rid of my ex's boxes of Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh, that's all right. I do appreciate you.
Books.
Yeah, I go to Savers, I like to go to thrift stores and everything like that. And that's where I've gotten my couple of them. So it's nice when you get a big book like that for like $2.
What was that one series behind you that we got at the Savers?
Oh yeah, the Mysteries of the Unknown. That was put out by Time Magazine. Yeah, the Time Life. Yeah. So yeah, the Mysteries of the Unknown, and that was a popular series. That's 5 books of. I think that series has like over 20 or 30 books in it altogether.
We just found that.
it was funny because you guys found that one, and then we got the studio set up. And like, I think within that first couple of weeks, I was looking at this dude I follow on Instagram's post, and he posted up his collection of those, and he's got like 20 of them or something like that, you know? And I'm like, I sent him a message. I'm like, oh, dude, I literally just was just looking through 5 of those, and we were just talking about it. And I sent him a picture of the one. He's like, hell yeah, man. You got to get the rest, you know, because there's a bunch of different ones too. So, and they cover.
God, I can imagine.
Yeah. Oh, those series books,
15 more books. Holy
shit. That was probably a subscription. So you would,
books.
you would order them through whatever, and then you would get like probably one a month or something like that.
Encyclopedias.
Yeah, that some people paid for, where it's like they upsell the shit, or they upcharge the shit out of those ones.
Also, my parents had World War II ones similar to what like that.
Very common thing, yeah.
And there was a lot of that series as well because they knew I was interested in that.
I mean, they have them for everything, you know, for like the paranormal topics we talk about to just about boats. There's literally a bunch of series that are just about boats and like sailing and things like there's all kinds of craziness out there.
Oh, Brandy says she has that set in her classroom.
See? Yeah. Nice. It's an awesome thing to have.
Brandy says they burn well. Oh my gosh, she burned the Calvin Hobbes books.
Oh, nice. Well, she said they were her exes, you know those aren't always nice.
Yeah, true. You could have
sold those. There's a reason why there's an X in there.
You could have sold those and just kept the money, but anyway, that was another way to whatever it was going through. But anyway, continuing on. We're not talking about exes.
You know that song, All My Exes Live in Texas? Well, I can't sing that because all of them don't live in Texas. Most of them live in Ohio. But I can sing, one of my exes lives in Texas. Because I dated one girl from Texas. She was up when I was in like just getting into high school. She was up visiting a friend of hers or a cousin of hers up in Ohio and everything. And I met her for a summer, and like we hung out for like a whole summer, and then we were still dating when she went back to Texas.
One of those summer flings, huh?
Yeah, just summer love.
Summer love.
I got to experience it, which was nice. Like, it was like around my freshman year or sophomore year or something like that. You know, I think sophomore year because I think I was living with my dad.
My second wife, some of her family were from Texas. That's why one vacation we went out there.
Yeah, you were telling me because you did the drive from Indiana to Texas. Yeah.
Yes.
Because we were talking about that trip. Yep.
Totally different. He is not her ex. She has just lived apart for 20 years.
Oh, God.
I was mad. We're not upset at you. You do what you got to do.
Tanya said that's why I import my men. Hey.
I notice how Joe's not chiming in on this conversation.
Oh, I'm sure he's probably concocting something funny to say.
Oh, he's listening. No big deal.
Only got about 15 more minutes, a little bit over 15 more minutes here, guys. Yeah. Does anybody have any stories or questions for the night? I know it's been a little bit more of a mellow show, you know?
Oh, yeah, with no topic tonight. Just
kind of rolling with whatever. We talked about a bunch of different stuff already tonight. So
we got little mini unboxing from the mail. Then all that stuff we got to remember sharing tomorrow. I'll probably do it around the afternoon time as well. Because that'll probably give me time to wake up. I might share some stuff in them. Reshare Brandy's page and pages. Just make sure you remind me. Any of you like Brandy and Linda, remind me of those pages I have to share. I'll probably forget. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll have the stuff here too. And then I'll send you those couple of pictures after we get done here.
I was talking to my phone like I was speaking through there, but anyway, that's a life when you go live from Facebook on some of these locations.
Yeah, the mobile stuff. Yeah,
right in front of your face. Like I have to stay there in front of my face. Oh, and I post that little short video underneath that footbridge.
Nice.
And you see Tyler up in the coming down.
Yeah, I kept on checking out that little like porthole like window thing.
Did you get a good picture in there?
A couple of them, yeah.
Because you got longer arms. I squeezed in there for a picture. But
and I was trying to be really careful because I didn't want to bump my hand and then drop the camera and then my wife would murder me. Yeah.
You definitely would have to bring up that plate.
Oh, I would have had to go down there and get it, yeah.
Yep. There's no.
And like you're saying, that I was very weary about that tunnel because the flooring or the flooring, you could see where the holes are starting to break through and everything like that.
If you notice at the other end, some of the dirt fell down. So you gotta be careful.
Yeah, right? I'm just talking about like the tunnel, like the cement part, on the bridge part, that you can see the holes. You can see right up into the bottom. So that foundation's not solid.
No, there's a lot of moss and stuff growing out. Plus, they put pavement on top of the cement as well, and it soaks in more of the dirt.
Yeah.
The caging's still all there, which is very odd, but
yeah, just really weird. It just looks like like I was saying, looks like something on a Jurassic Park, like the caging for the exhibits, like that bird exhibit and everything.
Unless, we're not seeing the whole picture. Maybe there was a caged walkway at a certain points where that's the only time they would get outside.
Yeah, we were talking about that while we were out there. That could have been a possibility. Man, if you could find some records, that'd be awesome. Find something down the.
We need to dig in some libraries, but they probably wouldn't let us.
Bye, Mom. Love you.
Good night. See you all Wednesday. Yep, same time. 15 more minutes, yeah. 15 more minutes.
Yeah, about 15, yep.
This has been a nonchalant shooting the shit, talk about whatever tonight. Yeah. We don't mind. We talked about what happened in the backyard. We talked about TT and talking to somebody.
You've been talking about the location and everything that we went to, that you've gone to a couple times now, and that you're going back out to. And, make sure you guys are checking in when Chris is going live for those locations, because all that stuff we'll definitely be talking about it here once it's all said and done. So
Friday.
You can check in and catch it all as it's happening, and then you'll know once it comes to the conversation.
Some circumstances we don't get in the tunnels, I'll do something from the bridge again with the REM pod. Yeah. So I'll do something again, because I did there once by the bridge, and it was kind of choppy. I changed the settings on my phone to see if it'll bring it out better. Thank you, T-Mobile, for taking over Sprint.
Yeah, I know you've been having some trouble with that right now. Yeah.
Oh, Tyler, your mom bought some cool gym skulls.
Hell yeah, we saw. Remember, we was at Parapsychon, that one table where they had every single stone you can think of. With these in it and everything. So, yep.
Carved out skulls.
Oh, speaking of skulls, it actually reminded me, I'm going to be, once I get my 3D printer, printing some cool stuff for the studio for us and everything. Because I can print stuff as big as this and everything. So, yeah, we got some cool stuff that'll be popping up in the studio. Custom stuff.
Oh, his little junior's kind of laying down further on the job.
Well, now they have a whole fridge of alcohol. All these guys are going to be drinking more.
God, I think he was a part of that. He even got a screwdriver in his eyeball. But anyway. Oopsie. Blink. Oh, that hurt.
Yeah.
Anyway. I'm talking like a little eye. Anyway. Oh my God. Anybody? Hey, Tanya, you got any more of those stories? Because we know you have some.
I know Brandy and Linda probably have a plethora of stories with as much investigating and as many things, and especially with that sensitivity,
I wish you would do Wednesday. We'll make a little drawing of who's in the chat on Wednesday. Then maybe we can say, pick a name. It's like, you can do a call on Friday.
We'll try to get them all. We'll do that. Try to get everybody's names who's okay with having it in there, and we'll just do it random. I wish we had one of those bingo roller things,
Would be one of the hats.
Yeah, we'll just do one of the hats. Yeah, we got a million hats around here now.
Oh yeah,
I'm just collecting hats. That's what
trust
I do.
me, I go back every time we have a live show and see who was in there, and I'll just write out the names and. All right, and watch Tanya be one of them. I was like, okay, Tanya needs a call in on Friday.
That's cool, Brandy. That your REM pod case is 3D printed. I'll probably look for a design and find a file for that and print one off myself too when we get our printer, because we'll have the REM pod Wednesday. The printer's coming from the UK. There's delayed shipping with everything going on and everything, so I might not have my printer for a month or so. But
make a protective case for the REM pod.
Yeah, I'll be able to. That's what she said. Something they can attach stuff to hold it, or maybe put a strap on or something like
legs, that. Tripod, something they can sit.
Yep. Or something that even we could 3D print a case for it and put a mount on the bottom and then things to hold straps on the top. So if we want to throw it over, we can do it that way. Or if we want to have it up on one of the tripods, we can do it that way too, because those tripods are nice and secure. And I know she's not in here, but thanks to my mom, because my mom bought me for one of my birthdays, she bought me like three really nice tripods. So, and those have definitely come in handy. Yeah, we're using one for the camera right now.
I actually accidentally broke my little mini tripod from the dollar store.
Oh man!
But I still got the case that holds my phone for my handle, so I can film with my phone.
Well, and Brandy said we're always welcome to share any of the stories from Fly By Night. So.
Oh my God, Gettysburg. Oh God. I need to get back out there too.
Man, full body apparitions. And did you see like the detail in the clothing? Like was it a soldier or was it just you just saw the figure? So it'd be interesting to see, like a
back in the uniforms. Some of it's like they said is actual the smart ones. The smart apparitions.
Yeah, the intelligent apparitions.
Sorry, my brain is going fried. But another is just repeating.
Yep.
Like them marching, or you hear drums, or you hear the marching.
Yeah, something has caused it to kind of trap that one moment in time there. And there's reportings too where it's not just a single figure. There's times where like there have been places where people have gone where like an animal and some people move past at one point and everything like that. And one of the theories on that, outside of just being a spiritual thing, is that it's a temporal overlaps between parallel dimensions. So, like with the dimensions, there's movement in there, because like the world is built on vibrations, and stuff like that. So, a temporal overlap, you might see something from if that dimension's at a different time frame, because I'm not sure obviously how those theories are. Yeah. So if you say you move into it, and you might see a scene or something from something else, so from something that's happening in real time somewhere else,
somewhere on another
and
time.
they're probably seeing you in theirs or something like that potentially too. Who knows how it goes?
That's in that book.
The interdimensional stuff, and then when you talk about parallel dimensions and all that kind of stuff, it gets really interesting because man, there's some crazy theories out there when it comes to scientific and religious theories, and I love to explore so many of them, and I've explored a ton. I haven't even explored half of it.
He's very detailed. I heard the cannons and the bugles.
Wow.
God, gosh. We went out there one time.
Fishing. Nice.
We went out there one time, but we were trying to get, because we were with me and Bree would be all over that stuff when we're out there, but Eliza wasn't into that stuff, and we were just pretty much being tourists. A little less investigation. I know we did drive at night on some of those areas.
Yeah,
but it was kind of raining, so. But I did feel some. But gosh, I've heard people that drive there at night, and it's like the march of soldiers come right through them, then disappear. It's like they don't know you're there, but it's their, like you said, it's their time. They're marching to the battlefield.
Yeah, it's one of those theories that's out there, There's plenty of those that rock around in the ethos,
Ooh, Brandy. I caught a pic of the gray lady in the wash club in Virginia City, Nevada.
Washoe Club. Yeah,
Washoe Club.
Yeah, she fixed it the other day. Yeah.
We will be there in July.
Wonderful.
Gosh, man.
We'll definitely keep an eye on the page and be watching out for that.
One of these times we'll make it out west. One of these times.
Well, and that's the thing is that, we've done a lot of Ohio stuff. We've been trying to make plans for, things here and there in other states that are close by us. And then as we do that, we can keep it expanding out, so that down the road, when we have maybe more time and more funds to put towards some of this stuff, we got that already, to continue to expand out.
Can I tell the story from Little Bighorn? Oh, please.
Yeah, of course.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can post that, Brandy. You can share that. I'll share that with my messenger, and I'll make sure I'll share that too. I'll share a crap load. We don't care. We like sharing stuff. We're not limited on what we share.
Yeah, no limits here.
No limits here. No limit.
No limits and no quarter either. Nope. We don't take prisoners.
No quarter given. That's a good story to tell.
Get that story from her. I'm trying to think. We got I put one of the new Green Man prints up there. I know it's harder to see with the lighting sometimes on that. keep circulating that guy out. We got a bunch of prints. I can't wait to eventually just have all those like framed and nice and everything too.
Yeah, because we got the pictures up there framed of us.
That's probably for another studio space that I'll do that down the road because eventually we'll be out of this and this onto something else, you know.
Oh, we talked about that on the way on the road trip yesterday. What we like above a garage.
Yeah,
I like.
Temperature control. It's completely soundproofed. You know, Troy, we couldn't even hear a gunshot go off outside of the studio. Yeah, perfectly set up so we can have a workspace underneath, you know, for like our cars and things like that, and whatever projects we're working on.
You can even have a game area because we hardly get to use that.
But dude, like I showed you a little bit of that your mom's house studio, that one podcast I listened to, and everything like that, where they have the separate rooms. Like, you know, you've got the sound engineers in this room, and then the video guy in this room, and then you've got like they have 2 studio spaces, you know, because they have other people who host shows out of their studio and everything. So it's really a crazy setup, and I'd love to have something like that.
Shared space. You can share it to some. Can do that. That's like a separate. Yeah, there's something to think about too.
Well, that's what's nice. Like I told you, one of the things I wanted to do with that White Castle up by Lakewood is turn it into a recording studio and studio space, so that like part of it could be used for like musicians and stuff like that, and in part could be podcasting studios, and just rent out time slots and stuff.
That one we drove by the other, and I said I've been there before when I was with we just drove all the way. That was the nearest White Castle at the time when I worked at Cedar Point 10 years ago.
Yeah, because that's right off of 71 or 77 right there. Yeah. But it's right outside of Lakewood. Yeah.
I'm like, I know that spot. I ate there and had a crap load.
All right,
here we go.
So, just my husband and I. This is from Linda. Just my husband and I went, and we went up to the last stand. As I was standing looking over our fields, I heard Native Americans whooping and guns firing and screaming of men. I went back and sat in the car so it would go away. And that's with you being sensitive like that, man. I imagine some of these places, historic locations, can be just very overwhelming and draining. And I mean, just the feelings we feel with, you know, not being as perceptive and not being like having that gift or that opening there, you know, we feel so heavy at some of these locations. If you're, you know, naturally, you know, like sensitive to that stuff, it's got to be much more overwhelming.
I can't even imagine, because we're I sense things, but not to the degree of most. To
where like you literally would have to like put yourself in a room or like sit away from everything to like, you know, nothing on that level for sure. You know, the senses, there's more than 5. There's tons of them, but you know, to have that level of sense in those areas has got to be just very, very overwhelming.
That's why she said kept herself close. I felt like I was there.
Yeah, like back in history or like in that moment in history, like that's.
I mean, I always talk about it'd be fun to go back and see these. I mean, not fun in a sense, but I just want to know. And felt like they felt, but I can't even imagine like Linda and being and stuff like that. You can still feel that like you were actually there.
And to actually see what really happened, you know, because we don't know what really happened. We know what the winners told, you know, and that's the thing is that history's written by the winners, you know, so you're only getting the perspective of whoever won that conquering, whoever won that war, whatever it was, you know. So that's why you got to always be a little weary on some of these history. I mean, I loved, and it's various education systems do this, but the American education system, it limited your view on certain things, what it would teach you in history. Then when you find out some of the real stories of the stuff, you realize some of the stuff was way more heinous, way darker. And I know you can't just start pounding developing minds with that kind of stuff, but you also shouldn't skip over and pretend that things don't happen, because that's how the mistakes happen again when you don't educate people. We're making the same mistakes as people that we continue to make, you know?
Oh, she's talking about the Titanic. She was the same way from the artifacts from Titanic. Felt the water and cold.
I've seen all. I don't know if you saw the same exhibit I did, but the exhibit came through the Science Center here one time.
No,
but it was
no. I have, but I know GA did one of they made like a museum with some of the actual artifacts in there.
Nice. Well, there's a traveling one that goes through like museums and science centers and stuff like that, where they take it all and move it around, And I saw it when it was at the Science Center in Cleveland, and it was amazing to see so many of those artifacts from Titanics and those stories. And they have like so many of the actual pieces and stuff because it's a traveling one, so they actually can bring in like the really good stuff.
No, my first wife made me skip work when that movie came out.
Really?
I didn't care. Okay, I didn't care about the love stories. I wanted to know what history are they going to put in there, and they were pretty accurate of what.
There's parts that are okay, but they definitely they botched certain characters to a whole other degree. The captain was actually one of the people they botched to the hardest. He didn't go down with the ship. He was one of the first people that was trying to get himself off.
I know one of the owners. They got that.
One of the owners went down. Yeah,
he went down.
And the story of the men who were playing on the deck, they did play until it went down.
They did play. Yep. Then the guys up in the, they didn't. That story is always going out there like they maybe forgot their spectacles or what their binoculars that night, and they weren't paying attention because they were too busy watching something going down on the deck, and they weren't paying attention, and they didn't have their right equipment. That story is always. But the guys playing the music at the end, that was
a real thing. Yeah,
that was a real thing, and it's at that museum that was talking about. I forget which one, because I know there's a couple, but that maybe in Tennessee or Missouri. I forget where they have that. Where I want to go to and see that museum.
Yeah,
where they have most of some of the artifacts, but where the actual there's ghost hands that touch the glass because of the artifacts. It's, like we said, stuff can still be attached to artifacts from what happened. Spirits still can, and they got the good one about the music. They got the good part. They have a part where the musicians till the end.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. Those guys, they knew there was a good chance they were going to die. They wanted to let the other people go and everything like that. So they did what they loved until they died, and they played music. And that's that mentality, with musicians nowadays, there's a certain amount of love. But when you're talking about people who put the time and effort into like classical instruments and things that take a while to like master and get to that level at, you love your craft at that point. So that's what they did. They died doing what they were loved. It's a sad, but it's also there's that happiness
time
there.
Back then.
Yeah. And there's still those people today. There are still musicians out there who they are tied to their craft,
Like the same thing with like anything they did. Like some of the sports guys, they love what they do. They don't really care about the money.
Yeah.
Some of them anyway. But
well, and it's one of those, there's when you're dealing with that much money, though, it's going to change your opinion after a while. And some of these guys, they might go into it being like, oh, I love this sport, man. I've been playing this my whole life. I'm so glad I can do this from this professional level. Then they start getting some dollars and cents thrown around their face, and they change their whole attitude.
That's why there's one person I respected and still biggest fan of to this day after he retired is Peyton Manning. He took, we're talking about that. I know it's off the subject, but he took pay cuts so he can have other people come on the team.
Yep.
He didn't want more money.
He wanted to play with other people.
He wanted to win a championship. And that year, they won that championship against the Bears.
The Bears.
Sorry, family.
The Bears. All right, guys. Well, it's about that time. I really appreciate you guys, Linda and Brandy, talking with us and everything and sharing that story there at the end. You guys have been very, very active in the chat and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And to everybody else, who popped in, my mom, John, Tanya, Joe. Oh man, I think I'm getting everybody in there. I think
there was a couple. My old NTB mate was in there for a little bit.
Yeah.
The other Chris, I call him.
So we really appreciate you guys checking us out and everything. I'm gonna go get some rest. I know this guy's gonna get rested up. And
I was gonna share all that stuff.
I'm gonna get my pictures taken here, and I'll send those ones over to you and stuff.
Okay.
But all right, folks, you guys have a wonderful night.